What's up, guys? Welcome back. Techno Dungeon here, and today we are going to be doing Dungeon Masters stories. So just a little background. The purpose of these videos are these are campaigns that I did, but unfortunately don't remember entirely everything. So it's not going to be like what I'm planning on doing with my current campaign, Elrond, where literally I tell you guys what happens session for session, and it's almost like you're there. So that's going to be pretty great. But today we are going to be talking about my first ever campaign that I did for my, I call it my OG group. They're a group of friends, and we always go to my friend's house. So basically, you know what? Let's just get right into it. All right. So my players all are at this tavern. I forgot the tavern's name. And there's this music playing, and they're all meeting up. They're all introducing their characters. Everyone's having a grand old time. And I say the players were completely confused what the heck they were doing here. So I go, why don't you talk to the bartender? So the players talk to the bartender, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And she goes, the secrets lie beneath the floors. Well, little did I know, this was before I figured out the one painful thing of being a dungeon master. One of my players leans over to me and he goes, does my character have a shovel? And I go, yes. And I look at him very, very confused. And he goes, I'm gonna dig. And I go, okay, roll for strength. And let's just say the boy rolled a natural 20. Yep, a natural 20. So I literally stare at him dumbfounded. The entire party starts laughing as I describe what happens when he decides to dig. He basically created a giant hole in the tavern that was just basically just this giant hole, and they all fall down into the basement. What they were supposed to do was that there was a secret thing on one of the walls that led them to the entrance to the tavern basement / dungeon. But my players were like, no, I'm gonna dig a hole. And yeah, so that was pretty great. Another thing that happened in this campaign is, so my players were trying to explore, basically, what happened was, the reason that they went on this entire campaign was because the guards came to the tavern and was going to arrest the entire party for property damage, and they had to pay for that. So I said, you guys have two options. One, you could go to jail, and we call this a wrap, or two, you go on this super dangerous quest to pay off the tavern. Yes, that is right. The whole reason I got the story was because of one of my players' stupid decisions. Oh my God. Anyway, so, you know, they basically have to go to this mountain of death. It's literally Death Mountain from Legend of Zelda. So they're going up this mountain, and what's funny is they actually meet the bartender again, and my players already don't like this character because they have to pay for the tavern. And what was funny is I'm like, okay, you know what? She's actually dead. And the players all cheer, and I'm like, you guys are so rude. Oh my God. And then, so they're climbing up this mountain, and they keep climbing, and basically, the villain for this campaign was the literal god of death. I was looking through and I was like, okay, what's going to be a good villain? And I was like, okay, you know what? God of Death. Let's do it. So the God of Death had a captain, and he had a female, basically second in command. My players basically thought it was his girlfriend. So my players just murder the heck out of this poor, well, not really poor, but they destroy the first, the second in command, this soldier, and then they get to the female, and I was gonna give them the option to spare her. My murder hobos were like, no, you know what? I just impale her, and now she is dead. Congrats, everyone. Consequences of your actions. Now the God of Death is angry, very angry. So the final boss fight, my players were fighting the God of Death. I literally sicked the God of Death on them. And he had the stats of an adult red dragon. And what's funny is I'm doing, it's this epic boss fight. The God of Death is doing a bunch of damage. And my players are like, hey, you know what? I actually have a spell that could turn the boss into a frog. That's right, a frog. AC 1, HP 1. So basically, taking my super overpowered boss and turning it to nothing. So I was like, yeah, no, you're not casting that. That's broken, 100%. So then my players are like, okay, fine. Then we are going to create a force field around ourselves. That's right, a force field. So every time I tried to attack them, they blocked every stinking attack. And they eventually beat the God of Death, taking no damage, and no one in that campaign died once. Once. I wanted to kill at least one of the murder hobos. Is that so bad? Oh my god. But yeah, so that was a very interesting campaign. Had a lot of fun. But yeah, the whole reason they went on this quest was because one of my players derailed my campaign by digging a stupid shovel. I've been digging a stupid shovel, grammar. Digging a stupid hole. So yeah, that was interesting. But hopefully you guys thought today's video was interesting, or at the least. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and roll for initiative, guys.